Hello and welcome back to Lessons in Attachment. Today, we're going to be talking about the experience where you know the things, you understand why, you've been doing the work and learning, but you still don't truly feel the difference between what you know logically and what you're feeling and what you're doing. You still act in ways that move you away from who you want to be. You're still not doing the things that you know will make you feel better. So even though you have this logic, you're still doing things or not doing things that you know would help. And I know so many of you relate to this because I've been having this discussion across the channels, especially on Instagram, and you guys are relating to this. I can tell because when you hit reply to me, when you DM me, I know something is resonating, and I'm really seeing that with this topic. If you're brand new here, hello, I'm so pleased that you found me. And if you're returning, I'm honored. I'm Carly Ann, integrative therapist, and I'm here to help you have a better relationship with yourself so that you can feel more secure and be braver in life and love. I really believe that we all deserve a happy, healthy love in our lifetime and to take risks towards the person that we want to be. So here are just a few of the lines that I hear people saying over and over again, and you can let me know if you agree. So I just need to sort out the microphone a second. Let me know if you agree with any of these or agree, resonate, have these kind of thoughts as well. Do you find yourself having thoughts such as, I know why I chase unavailable people, but I can't seem to stop. It feels impossible. I can see that this is hurting me, but I keep repeating the same pattern anyway. I know I'm good enough, but I still don't feel it. I listen to the affirmations and I just can't believe them. I think I am deserving, but I'm not acting it. Any of those resonate where there is that split, the difference between what you know and how you feel? That split in psychology is called the head-heart gap. This is what I'm talking a lot about, the head-heart gap. Sometimes in therapy, people know something like in their head, but it still doesn't feel true in their heart. It's called a head-heart gap. It's always good to give a couple of examples. So let's say someone just got out of a toxic relationship. Everyone, including yourself, can see the relationship was unhealthy. Like, you know it. Maybe this person lied, cheated, treated you badly. Logically, you know that you're better off without this person. They might even say, or you might even say, I know they weren't good for me. So you have the very clear line, I know this, but deep down, you still miss them. You're hurting. You feel like you'll never find someone else. You're tempted to forgive. You're tempted to go back. It still hurts. Like you still feel like you lost something, someone really important, even though you know. And we can see this across so many relationships where we know that was for a season or a reason, and I need to let go. I know that, but it's proving really difficult to actually do that. The disconnect can be really confusing, and it doesn't just have to be in romantic relationships. You see this in career, you see this in all other areas of your life. I know that I am saying yes to everyone. I know that I'm burning myself out. I can't seem to stop myself because then I feel bad and then I feel guilty. This disconnect, it can be, like I say, confusing, frustrating, frustrating of why am I acting out of alignment? Why am I doing something that doesn't feel like it's moving me towards who I want to be? This is not me becoming secure. But let me tell you, and this is something that's proving really important with the people in the community, is that it's normal. This is a normal experience. People don't just think something and then everything changes. They don't just learn something and then they break the cycle. We feel things really deeply. We experience things based on emotions, memories, past experiences, your needs. And if you're someone who, struggles with emotion regulation, has really difficult past experiences, traumas, that is going to affect how easy it is for you to shrink the head heart gap. There are so many reasons why you may know something and something may make sense logically, but it still feels emotionally wrong. It's still bringing up a lot of discomfort. And in therapy, when when we see this kind of gap, repeating the facts and trying to just tell yourself over and over again, they're bad for me, I deserve better, it doesn't usually help that much. It's not unhelpful, but it doesn't necessarily help that much. Instead, we try to understand where these feelings are coming from. We meet them in a certain way, like not criticizing yourself, not with impatience, not with frustration. Maybe there's a connection here because you felt really loved for the first time. Maybe you're scared of being alone. It's not necessarily just about this situation. There's often, subconscious drives at play as well. Then that's when you can start to connect what you know in your head to what you feel in your heart and your gut. I actually shared an email on this recently, and I found in like a notebook, a diary, I guess, a list of things that I did to close the head heart gap. I'd done it on like reflection and done a little manifestation of like, I will teach this. If you want that, if you want to get that list of what helped me close this gap, then comment or DM me on Instagram, carly.ann underscore list. Just write the word list and I will get it to you. Okay. I think the best way is that you email me or you message me on Instagram and I'll give you the list. I've taken a picture of it. So I digress. The head knows what you want and probably what you should do. I don't love to use the word should, but okay, sometimes the head knows what we want and knows what we should do. Your heart feels the feelings. Remember what I said, the memories, the pains. If any of you have read The Body Keeps the Score, this really touches on that. That gets in the way. The feeling gets in the way of what we should do, of what we know will help. I really do get it that you've read the books, you've listened to the podcast, you've had the therapy. Intellectually, you know something to be true, but your life and choices, they're not marrying up. And this is something that I'm becoming more and more passionate about, is even just letting you know that yes, it feels frustrating, us just having this conversation, because that gap can be what gets in the way of you breaking the cycle. So take a moment to consider, what's the reasons that you're saying, I can't break the cycle, I can't stick to the things that I know, I've read the books and I'm not doing the things. Are you saying I'm not motivated, I'm resistant, there's something wrong with me? What's the reason that you're giving, rather than this idea of actually there is a thing, the head heart gap? Usually people are criticizing themselves at this point, and I'm here to say no more criticizing. This topic is what I will be diving into over the coming weeks, how to bridge this gap between what we know in our heads and what we feel in our hearts. If you've ever felt stuck, like the logic isn't enough, it's not enough to change, if you've ever felt like I am trying my hardest I have done everything to let go or to take risks or to get out of my comfort zone, and I keep finding myself back in this place, then lessons in attachment, this where you are right now, I am going to be following up on this topic, really, really helping you with this. And honestly, follow me on Instagram if you're on Instagram, carly.ann underscore, because I will be sharing deep, practical insights that make sense of this gap as well. Like, and on my stories, there's always extras on my stories. And just let's just keep talking about how we close this gap. Make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're following if you want to follow this topic. I am going to be linking it to other common problems as well and common difficulties that create problems in our relationships or our relationship with ourselves because of what this can create for us internally and inside when we have this gap. It can make us feel low, it can make us feel anxious, it can make us feel lost. We feel stuck. And when we feel these ways, we become overwhelmed. And that's when we start to isolate ourselves or numb ourselves or do even more things that might not be very helpful. And so we stay in this loop. Really interesting. What I will say as well is a lot of people that find themselves with the head heart gap, they will go on to search for more and more information, more tools, new therapists. They blame themselves. Why do I still feel this way? This doesn't happen for other people. Why is the work happening for everyone else? And that's one of the things that I'm hoping it's really coming across. I feel like I've said it a few times here, and that's absolutely fine. But the more critical you are of this, the kind of wider the gap remains, really. So yes, your head and heart are in two different places, and you're still doing the work, and the work is still for you. Yeah. One of the really lovely members of Stuck to Secure recently said to me that she feels relieved to know that this is a thing, that it's not just her. So, no, this is not you personally. It is a phase of you changing. It is, if anything, it's a sign that you're doing the work. Instead of ignoring it, let's work to understand it. Yeah, let's work to slowly bridge this gap together. Your practice this week isn't to fix anything or force yourself to feel differently. It's just to notice the gap and accept that it's there. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing and teaching more on this. I'm not going to do that all in one week and in one video. So this week, your practice is just to notice that gap is there. You don't have to close it. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to fight yourself. Just start recognizing when your head says one thing and your heart says another. I'm Carly Ann. I am deeply passionate about helping people move from stuck to secure, if you didn't realize that already. I've been doing this work for 17 years. In some capacity, I've been helping people to change their lives and break cycles. So I know what breaks cycles and I know what keeps you trapped in them as well. I hope you found this helpful and I will see you back here very soon. Guys, if you are still here, here's the deal. My course, Becoming Secure, starts again in September. It's an immersive experience, like genuinely like no other. I'll be teaching you step by step how to close that head-heart gap over 6 weeks. We'll do everything that we can together to shrink that gap as much as possible, giving you practical, powerful tools that you can carry with you long after the course ends. All you have to do is say yes to the investment of your time, energy, money, the goal, so that you can feel confident and ready. Yeah, to keep closing this gap on your own if you're determined to do the work. If that sounds like what you need, go to the link in the description and sign up for Becoming Secure. I am so excited to help you make this change.